What going on, YouTube? Back again with Chilling in the Lounge, and today we'll be revisiting a story. Well, the story is Monzell and his family, but this time it's not focused on Monzell, it's focused on what happened causing the family to fall apart. Sometimes we make decisions and we don't realize how this decision might affect everybody else down the line over time. And this time, it did affect everyone, and I don't think they expected things to go the way they did. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at this whole story, and we're gonna just lay it out as it goes, and you'll see. We didn't look so in depth to the whole situation because it would have been too long, but this time, you're gonna get a little better understanding of exactly what happened once Manziel was accused of molesting his children and everything else that happened in that whole story. So let's go ahead and take a look. If this is the first time you're visiting this channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so whenever I put out any more videos, you can get a notification as soon as it comes out, guys. Thanks, and let's go ahead and take a look.
You wrote me.
I did.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me, what was your intention?
At the time, I was really wanting some kind of resolve between my sisters and I.
Whitney saw you and had an visceral physical reaction.
The fight between me and Whitney really did a divide.
Wait a minute. You fought Whitney?
Yes, ma'am. It is not abnormal for this family because it's what we grew up doing, was fighting each other. Evonne allowed us to fight one another.
Physically
Evonne,
fight?
physically.
Who's Evonne?
Evonne is...
Who is that?
Evonne is my carrier.
Your carrier?
And there you see, this is where you see part of the problem. So Evonne is the mother who accused Monzell of molesting his own kids, and at this point you can see that even her own daughter right now don't even respect her to call her mom, but call her by her first name, and that's part of the problem. So here we're seeing this unraveling where you see how Evonne played the biggest role in destroying this family and just basically tearing it apart straight up. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go ahead and just continue to listen and see what happens.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what you say about your mother? That you call her Evonne?
I do.
And you say she's your carrier?
You'd have to mother somebody, wouldn't you?
So how'd you learn how to mother if you weren't mothered?
She taught me everything not to be. She taught me some things.
Like?
She taught me how to wear a mask.
Boy, just beating so fast. What's the matter?
I'm tired of dealing with this.
Dealing with what? You keep saying it, this.
So, I just feel like...
Come with me. I'll be right back. Stay right there.
It's just amazing.
Tell me what this is.
I don't choose to be around her.
But that's a problem. You don't give anybody that much control over you.
Right.
Because if your sister can do that.
And this is where part of the problem is. These sisters have the same mother, but they were basically taught to, like, I wouldn't say hate each other, but they didn't learn to love each other neither. So it just basically pushed them apart and isolated them to the point where they don't know how to love each other or even deal with each other on a respectable on a respectable level. And how can you expect them to even do that? Because the mother can't even respect the father to where she's going to accuse him of molesting his own kids, and that's definitely just crazy. So everything else, like I said, spiral out of hand. They can't deal with each other. They don't know how to communicate and love each other as family, as sisters, with the same mother and father. So that's just difficult for me to even look at. I don't understand that myself.
navigating through an excruciating amount of hurt that she lay squarely at the feet of her mother. On her path to healing, she must remove the mask she was taught to wear. Arguing and distancing herself from her family appeared to be Nicole's weapons of choice. While her anger is easily accessible, other festering and infectious emotions may be too painful for her to confront. You don't think she loved you?
I just know what she told me. She wished she had aborted me. She wished I would crawl in the corner and die looking like my daddy. I was getting whoopings. I was in foster homes.
Like, who to treat their own daughter like that? Like, that's crazy. Like, why would you even torture your child? Force beat them, just not love them. Okay, I mean, if you made a mistake, you could learn from your mistake, but you don't, even if you did that, you don't tell your kids all of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? You basically destroying them right where they stand, you know what I'm saying? Before they could even live. So how you expect them to live after that, like knowing that you didn't even want them, you know? That's just, that's hard. That's difficult.
Tell me why you went into foster home.
Before we went to court, Evonne said to me, we go in this judge's chamber. You tell them that your father was molesting you. If you don't tell them that, you're not gonna live in my house. And I told her, well, I'm not telling that because that's not what happened. And I'm gonna tell them that you told us to say that.
Like, how do you find the strength or even the will to tell your own kids to lie to a judge that about their father that could possibly put him in jail for how many years? And basically, like, that's just that's low. That's low for anybody who could lie on somebody that much. She must really hate him. I don't know why. I can't understand how you could hate somebody so much to lie on them so where you want to destroy their life, because that's difficult. That's not easy to do. You gotta be the worst person in this world to even think about doing something like that.
A social worker came pick me up and drove me to that group home. It was just
And where was Brittany and Whitney?
they were with their mom.
Okay.
She took me away from my dad. She isolated me from my sisters. She made sure that I was alone.
She hurt you. I get it. And here's what I know. There is no hurt deeper in life than the abandonment by a mother of their child. And it's easier to be angry than it is to say, what the hell would make my mother leave me, abandon me? My mother. The pain Nicole has experienced is beginning to emerge, and it appears to go even deeper than defending her father against accusations that he molested her. Her perception of her mother's rejection and mistreatment has separated her from her siblings, and the little girl inside of her yearns for someone to understand just how isolated she feels.
I've never asked Evonne about any of the lies she told because I don't like to be lied to.
Tell me the lies.
Yeah, why would you have your kids? Why would you even put your own child in a foster home, to separate them from their own sisters and just basically, like, even if you didn't like her, there's no reason to or even want her as a child to be born or conceived or whatever. Like, you don't tell them all that stuff. You must really hate that child. And I can understand why this girl is feeling all this pain, because she don't feel like she was loved. She don't feel like she should have been here. And she basically destroyed this girl's life. And through destroying this girl's life, she's destroyed the whole family. Destroyed her sister's relationship with her, destroyed their father relationship. She destroyed the whole family. And it was just crazy to see her apology was so cold, you know?
She said my father molested us.
Okay.
She said my daughter's my father's.
Whoa. How did that happen?
She told my best friend that I was with my dad, getting raped and liking it.
Tell me what you...
See, who to tell their daughter that? Like, who would tell her that? That's. Oh my God, that lady had some issues. Whatever any other man could have done to her, that was that bad, that she had to make her kids lie on him, tell her friend that she was sleeping with her father. That's low. That's low. I've never seen anything like this in my life.
You want to be different when you leave here today.
I like to be able to call my sisters.
Yeah. Come on. Come on. I miss you. Come on.
I don't. I love her.
Okay, so tell her I love you.
I love you.
Yeah. And you don't
I
miss
feel
being
sorry
in a
for her.
relationship with her.
You know, watching this scene, you can see, I guess there's a disdain or some kind of real hurt and anger and serious deep down pain where you can see that these sisters don't know how to like share or somehow relate or you know communicate with each other without wanting to fight. This pain is deep. It's really deep. And in order, you can see it, in order for them to be able to release it, they have to release everything and then open up, because this thing, they can't even control this. Well, this, the one, Brittany, I think, I'm not sure what her name, Whitney can't control herself because she's so angry. And then the other one is so provoking that she knows that she's making her angry. And it's like, for her, it's a game, it's fun, you know. And she seems to have the spirit of their mother, like where she would lie or do any crazy thing just to hurt the other person or the family member. And that's scary. That's scary. And I think she's gonna have a lot of work that she's gonna have to do to, change that spirit in her, you know. So we'll continue and go ahead and look.
I've been doing this all my life, giving
Excuse me.
and nobody's
Breathe.
receiving.
You could see peace instead of this.
I can see peace instead of this.
Yeah.
I have control of myself. I'm not doing
I
this.
can't tell.
I'm not doing this.
I can't tell. Are your demons irritated by my spirit?
Your spirit
Is
irritates
good.
my spirit because you're
Well,
not
no.
truthful.
I'm not truthful.
Hearing that you
To
love
who?
me,
According to
it's
who?
bull to me.
Really?
Because the way you choose to show me that you love me, I don't want to be a part of it. I choose not to. If you loved me, you would have at least said, Whitney, put my nephew down and square up. If you
Girl, bye.
loved me,
Girl,
if
bye.
you loved
Let
me,
me tell
you
you
talking about
something.
you missed the relationship
Loving
I had
you,
with your kids? I
loving
don't have
you,
a relationship. Get her out my face.
Gave you
Get
that.
the out my face.
Love you gave you that warning.
Excuse me.
Girl, love you told.
If she had kept her hands up like that, I felt like they were really gonna fight. And she is the one that seems like she's quick to fight. Her reaction to everything is to fight and to put her hands on the other person. And that's not the way to solve the problems and issues that they have. And it's very toxic. It's very toxic, and it needs to be cleansed. It needs to be, somehow broken down to where it can be. It's like a virus, where you need that vaccine to like wipe out that that those bacteria and everything else that is there that makes it what it is. And in this relationship, man, but they have to let it out. And I feel like the only way that Nicole knows how to let it out is by using her hands and to put her hands on somebody else, or using her words to, provoke and, hurt, So.
You don't love me. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Who is this right now? Who is this right now? Who is this right now? This is bull. This is
We're not going to do this.
doing
Not
it.
a mother of 5 children on national television.
Stop
Listen, Miss
your
Whitney.
devil and
Miss
your
Whitney.
demons use
Miss
you.
Whitney.
You can't even stand there and act like you got good sense. Put my nephew down.
What is that?
Put my nephew down.
Don't you move.
Because
Don't
I get
you
tired.
move.
She talking about something
Don't
that happened
you move.
2 years ago. Talk about what's happening
Don't you
as of
move.
late.
My child,
Talk
I
about
don't
what
care.
happened as of late.
Ever. When you place my child in harm's way, I don't want a relationship with her.
So if you stay away from me and my kids, that wouldn't happen, all
I
right?
said don't you move.
Had you stayed away from me
I
and my
said
kids,
don't
that
you
wouldn't happen,
move.
right?
Let me tell you
Because when I
something.
asked you to stay
Let
away
me
from
tell
me,
you
I
something.
Stay
Not
away
with
from
5
you and
children.
yours, girl.
You are not going to do this on national.
Stay away for what? Did I ever play out
Look
one of my
at me.
nieces and nephews?
Not with 5 children. Are you a black woman gonna?
For her, to me, she looks like this is fun. She looks like she enjoys it. She enjoys getting under the skin, and she knows how to do it, and that's her best attribute. And that's a tough one. That's a tough one. But you could tell they love each other. You could tell they want to have each other's back, to hold each other, to be sisters that can bond together. But because of all this toxic energy and toxic lies and all that stuff, it has torn them apart, where it's difficult for them now to break down those barriers. And hopefully they'll get there.
Do this in front of a camera. You are not. You are not.
And you put your hand
Take your
on me.
behind up the seat.
That the same woman who wrote that incredibly passionate and clear letter about wanting healing with her sisters is the same woman who overtalks people and who has wounds that motivate her to behave in ways that are so dishonorable and disrespectful. Yeah.
As a mom, now that I am a mom, you have tried to fight each and every one of your sisters in front of your kids. You continue to be violent. You got to realize your own actions have consequences. And you have to be aware. If certain people don't want to deal with you, then they don't want to deal with you because of your actions.
And it's fine.
You
So as a
me
mom,
from your kids.
as a mom,
The Facebook.
how would you feel if somebody starts talking about you as a mother, knowing the kind of mom that you are?
If I did something to my children or if I was a certain type of mother, I would own up to that and figure out how to fix it. Not lie about it.
But you know me.
I do.
You know me, and you know what kind of mother I
I've
am.
been around you.
You know what
most of
kind
my
of
life.
mother I am.
Exactly, sis.
So why would
And
you
what she's
say
saying
something to me?
is that you put
As
your
a
children
mom.
in jeopardy.
My sister said to me something very hurtful, and she confronted me with a stick in her hand, and she said, "What's your problem?" I told her how she hurt me, and she said, "I want to punch you in your face." And she knows I would never fight her. So she takes me in her house and starts pushing me around in front of her kids. You put me in a headlock until I said I couldn't breathe. She always does stuff in front of her kids because
You did
we
that
have
in front of
compassion
your
for
kids.
you.
What I hear you say to your sister is, you are not aware. You need to watch your behavior around your children. Your children see you fighting. Your
Her
children
children
do
go
whatever.
without days without her there.
You a
No,
liar.
Nicole, we
You
ain't.
are.
We went to Miami yesterday.
Yo, this girl is always ready to fight or instigate a fight, and she's dealing with a lot of pain, and you can tell. And so I mean, she always feel like she's being judged, and I guess this is a situation where she feel like she's being judged, and she's alone, and they don't understand her, and they don't understand the things that she do, and she just feel like they just look at her as a black sheep. And I think this is where a lot of her anger and everything is built from. So she reacts whenever she hears things that she don't like to hear. And basically it's not a good thing, but you can't blame her, and she just has to realize that she has a problem and basically learn how to deal with it. So instead of trying to fight every time she hears something that she don't like. So hey, this is what happens when the family fall apart. this is what happened where one lie could destroy a whole family and, break the whole foundation. So
She's not working for me. He don't like her face.
You out of your chair.
Because it's personal experience. You have a personal experience with my kids. She's
I cannot.
By facing their issues head on, it is my prayer that they will be able to speak their.
I'm not gonna lie, man. This is like, it says touching, man. It's touching, and it's very emotional, and it's tough. You know what I mean? If you to go through this was a hard one for me, man, and I'm sure it's gonna touch a lot of you. But when you see family so close, sisters so close, same mother, same father, fighting like this, worst enemies, that's like the worst thing in the world. Ain't nothing, no, ain't nothing. I can't, man. Ain't nothing you could compare to that. So it's always good to. I'm glad to see them kind of making things get better, because that's a horrible feeling and a horrible way to live your life.
To each other in a way that the other can hear it and receive it. Lock your arms together. Lock them together. Nobody is to be able to get in here. You hear me? Nobody. Not a cousin, not a husband, not a child, nobody. Nobody. You shared a womb. You shared a home. I want you all to clean that up. I want these walls bare. At last, Miss Whitney, Miss Brittany, and Miss Nicole have learned to do something they have never done before. To speak honestly and hear each other as sisters. Now that their relationship is on steady ground, the entire family must face the final truth of this healing process. So,
And this is where they came together and finally heard the words that their mother accused of their father, and it wasn't true. And you know, this is a tough one. At the end of the day, I hope that they went on to make their family bond stronger and, love each other like sisters and fix the problems that was destroyed due to one lie that trickled down to everything else. So, guys, if you don't know the story, you can go ahead and take a look back at my previous video with Monzell and Evonne, and you'll understand exactly what happened. And this is the next part of it. So thanks for watching. Enjoy. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. And we out.